Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to 5 Minutes with Gray Hair Dave. Well, if you listened to episode number 2 already, you'll notice that even Gray Hair Dave makes mistakes. I forgot to cut out the first 10 seconds or so after the when I was doing my editing. I cut it, just didn't get rid of it. So, hey, I'm just as human as everybody else. It's just the way it is here at Gray Hair Dave. Gray Hair Dave, just so you know, is a product of me, Gray Hair Dave. I've started this so that I could talk to people about what I was thinking in life and how things were going, all that fun stuff. And we're going to talk about life and what's happened in the world and around me and in my life. But it's going to be some fun times, you know. That's what I'm hoping for. Let me get my notes up here. Why is it doing that to me? I'll just do it another way. So, anyways, today we are going to talk about some things that I think you're going to find enjoyable. Uh, I'm supposed to be up to favorite music memories by now, and I want to go back to some life lessons learned really quickly. If you're a baby boomer, you're going to remember some of these things, but please and thank you. Yeah, you know it's not too hard words. They're not hard at all. Please and thank you, and excuse me. Oh my gosh, excuse me. But anyway, I digress. So let's see here. Um, those are lessons you learn as you're a child. And I know you were all taught them. Right? Everybody's parents tells you about right and wrong. So please try and do right and wrong. That's the end of my sermon for today. Uh, so it's crazy days here at Florida Central, the centralized offices of Gray Hair Productions. That's the parent company that I'm kind of in hiding in. Gray Hair Productions, which is going to be in charge of Boomer podcasting. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about music. So I grew up in the '60s and '70s. Those were my formative years, as they say. For those of you who don't know what formative years means, look it up. you're gonna hear you're gonna hear that phrase a lot from Gray Hair Dave if you're a youngster. Look it up. Get out a dictionary. Get out your phone. God, you know, when I was a kid, uh, it was fun. Phones were funner because they were attached to the wall. Now, I know landlines are something that we all remember if we're above the age of 40, actually above the age of 30, probably. But I remember, you know, house had one phone, and it usually had either a long cable from the wall to where you were talking or a long cable from the wall to the mechanism, to the device, which the phone sat on. It was part of it where you dialed and everything. And it was just too much fun. You know, you didn't talk on the phone for hours. Texting was not even a thing. Wasn't even thought of yet. Oh my God. That's just one of the cool technologies. But music, I think, if you think about this, um, I need to make me backtrack just a quick little second here. If you think about cell phones today, I want you to think back. And if you haven't ever seen the Star Trek series, the original, they had their communicators, which looked like flip phones, which flip phones are coming back in. Do you believe that? Flip phones are coming back in. But that's where I think original idea came up from with it. I think Gene Roddenberry had his act together, or his team, and all the people that were involved in it. It was really pretty cool. Anyways, getting off track. Music, electric guitars went from acoustic to electric, changed the world. I mean, in the '50s, it I don't remember a lot about the 50s because I was very, 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 extremely very young. Um, but, electric guitars have been around for a while. But the folks in the 60s, the rock guys, and that's what they called it back then. They were rock people. They were rock and rollers. Guys like Jimi Hendrix, man, just changed and evolved music as we knew it back then and what we know today. He was just a phenomenon. And if you ever get a chance to listen to some of his music, if you're younger, it's just amazing stuff. But the things we used to do back then that you can't do now, like Woodstock. Now, I didn't go to Woodstock, I was too young. But that was part of the music and the changing music that was coming down the road. And it was going from very Beatlesque in the 60s to where everything was happy and fun and yeah, 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 to some more serious and some were more bluesy, more jazzy, and more folksy. They had folk songs, they had folk singers, but they kind of they went away. The balladeers went away. And if you don't know what a balladeer is, look it up. So, um, but it's changed, and it's changed in such a wonderful way. When I was really getting into music, starting in the late '60s, I was around when the Beatles ended it. And for those of you who don't know who the Beatles are, look it up. But even they changed, and there was a lot that created that change, and we'll have more conversations about that at a later point in time. But it changed. Yeah, music changed and it evolved, which is what we're all supposed to do, right? We're all supposed to evolve and grow. That's what I want to help you do here. I want you to grow. I want you, whether you're young, old, whatever, doesn't matter to me. If you're listening, I'm happy to have you here. Because gray haired Dave doesn't care. He doesn't discriminate against who's who. All he cares is that people listen and they get some fun out of what I do. I tell you what, folks, look up some of those things I told you about. Look up, read, uh, ask your parents if your parents are still around. If your parents are still around, be grateful because one day they won't be. Be grateful. I've been without mine for over 30 years and I miss them every single solitary day. Can't tell you how many times I'd go to ask my dad a question and I'd go to call and he can't answer the phone because he's no longer around. Same with my mom. And I'm sure my brothers feel the same way. I have two. I've already talked about Tim. I have another one, Paul. And both great guys. All three of us have completely different personalities. I'm a little more outgoing. Tim's more the introvert. Paul is the genius in the family. And I'm okay with the way it all fell out. I've had my life, they've had theirs, and each of us have had an enormously great ride. So you can jump on for the ride because the ride's just beginning. The show's about to begin. There's a song out there that it starts out like this. Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends. We're so glad you could attend. Come inside, come inside. Let's come on inside, Gray Dave's head. Let's see what we can figure out. Until next time, tell your friends, tell your family, tell people you don't even like. Hey, have you heard this gray hair Dave guy? He's about 5 to 10 minutes long every day. He's just a goofball, but you're going to love him. Stay tuned, folks. More tomorrow. And I'm getting better on the edits. It's been a little while. You all have a wonderful, wonderful day. Look forward to talking to you next time. Bye.